Life for a man is not gentle. It is not forgiving. It does not offer participation trophies, sympathy, or comfort, simply for existing. And that is both the most terrifying and the most beautiful truth about being a man. A man is not born valuable. He earns value. The world does not celebrate a man for his intentions, his feelings, or his potential. A man is measured by what he builds, what he withstands, and what he provides. Respect is not given freely. It is extracted from reality through effort, discipline, and sacrifice. This is the truth many are afraid to say out loud. Society does not care about you unless you are useful. And once you understand that, something powerful happens. You realize that your life is not a tragedy. It is a challenge. You are given the opportunity to build yourself from nothing into something formidable, into someone capable, into a man who can stand upright when everything around him collapses. But that only happens if you are willing to work, and not just work when you feel inspired, but work when you are exhausted, discouraged, afraid, and doubting yourself. Because no one respects a man who waits to be rescued. Men are forged in competition, always have been, always will be. Competition with other men, competition with circumstance, competition with fear, weakness, and time itself. And it is a man's responsibility, not his option, to step forward and say, I will become strong, I will become disciplined, I will become honorable, I will become someone my family, my community, and my future can depend on. That decision alone separates men from boys. We live in an era where men are encouraged to be ruled by their emotions, to act based on how they feel, to express every impulse, to follow every mood. And this is not progress. It is dangerous. A man who cannot control his emotions is not harmless. He is volatile. History does not show us that disciplined men cause chaos. History shows us that undisciplined men do. Men who lack emotional regulation are unpredictable. They react instead of think. They explode instead of respond. They justify weakness instead of correcting it. A stoic man, a man who pauses, evaluates, and chooses. His response is not dangerous. He is stable. He is safe. He is reliable. But a man who lives on impulse, that man is a threat to himself and to others. This is why emotional mastery matters. Strength does not mean you never feel fear, anger, sadness, or pain. Strength means those emotions do not control your actions. A disciplined man feels deeply but acts deliberately. Traditional masculinity has been misunderstood, misrepresented, and attacked. But its core principle is simple: duty over desire. A strong man does not ask, what do I feel like doing today? He asks, what must be done? He shows up when it is uncomfortable. He acts when it is inconvenient. He moves forward even when fear is screaming in his mind. Firefighters do not rush into burning buildings because they feel brave. They go because it is their responsibility. When chaos erupts, when danger appears, when lives are at risk, people do not look for emotional men. They look for capable men. Men who can function under pressure. Men who can suppress panic and act decisively. Men who can lead when others freeze. That capacity is built through discipline, not indulgence. The epidemic of cowardice. One of the greatest problems of the modern world is not oppression, lack of opportunity, or injustice. It is cowardice. People are afraid to struggle, afraid to fail, afraid to be uncomfortable, afraid to be judged. But courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. If something does not scare you, it does not require bravery. Every meaningful step forward in life is accompanied by fear. Every level of growth demands discomfort. Respect exists on the other side of fear, and the men who are respected are not fearless. They are simply willing to do what others avoid. Life functions like a game. You start weak, inexperienced, unprepared, and every challenge exists to upgrade you. Struggles are not punishments, they are training grounds. Each hardship builds strength. Each hardship builds wisdom. Each obstacle sharpens your character. The levels never end. But as you improve, you become capable of handling greater difficulty. Men who complain about hardship fail to understand its purpose. Difficulty creates value. If success were easy, it would be meaningless. If excellence were common, it would not be respected. You cannot admire strength while resenting the process that creates it. You cannot desire greatness while hating the struggle required to achieve it. There is no light without darkness, no reward without sacrifice. No transformation without pain. One of the most destructive lies men believe is this: I don't feel motivated. Neither does anyone who succeeds. Motivation is unreliable. Discipline is dependable. Men who wait to feel ready never begin. Men who act despite resistance build momentum. Every man who trains felt tired. Every man who built something felt uncertain. Every man who stepped into danger felt fear. They did it anyway. That is the difference. A man of action does not negotiate with his emotions. He acknowledges them and proceeds regardless. True strength is restraint. A man who can control himself controls his destiny. Anger, jealousy, fear, and frustration will always exist, but they do not deserve the steering wheel. Self-mastery is not suppression, it is command. You can feel anger without acting violently. You can feel fear without retreating. You can feel sadness without surrendering. That ability separates stable men from destructive ones. There are two forms of pain in life: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Discipline is temporary. Regret is permanent. The discomfort of self-control today prevents devastation tomorrow. Every time you act on impulse, you create future consequences. Every time you resist, you strengthen your character. Character determines destiny. You will never rise above the level of your discipline. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is the instrument that reveals who you truly are. A man does not discover his strength in comfort. Comfort hides weakness. Ease delays growth. Only resistance forces development. Every meaningful transformation in a man's life happens when circumstances apply pressure and demand more than he believes he can give. Pressure exposes habits. It exposes discipline. It exposes character. When life tightens around you, when time runs short, resources shrink, expectations rise. That is not punishment. That is training. Pressure is life asking a single question: can you hold yourself together when things stop going your way? Most men break under pressure because they mistake discomfort for danger. They assume that stress means something has gone wrong. But in reality, stress often means you are being shaped. Just like steel must be heated and hammered before it becomes strong, a man must be tested before he becomes reliable. Pressure teaches emotional control. When you are tired, frustrated, and overwhelmed, you are tempted to react instead of respond. This is where growth begins. The man who learns to pause, think, and choose his actions under pressure becomes dangerous in the best way: calm, focused, and effective. Every difficult person you encounter is pressure. Every delay is pressure. Every failure is pressure. And each one is an opportunity to refine yourself. If pressure keeps returning to your life, it is because the lesson has not yet been learned. Life does not remove the weight until your muscles grow strong enough to carry it. Instead of asking why things are hard, ask what they are trying to develop within you. Pressure is not there to crush you. It is there to construct you. The men who rise are not those who avoid pressure, but those who adapt to it, learn from it, and become unshakable because of it. The man you are today is not enough for the life you want tomorrow. Your future demands more strength, more discipline, more emotional control, and more responsibility than you currently possess. That is not an insult, it is a calling. The mistakes you will face, the people who will depend on you, the pressure you will carry in the future, none of it will be gentle. And the version of you that exists right now may not be capable of handling it. That is why growth is not optional. Every day, you are either preparing for the future or sabotaging it. Every choice is a vote for the man you are becoming. The discipline you avoid today becomes the weakness that betrays you tomorrow. Becoming the man your future needs means developing strength before it is required. It means learning restraint before temptation arrives. It means building discipline when no one is watching and no reward is guaranteed. Your future family will not need your excuses. Your future challenges will not care about your feelings. Your future responsibilities will demand competence, not intention. A man who prepares in advance carries confidence into the unknown. He does not panic when pressure arrives because he trained for it. He does not crumble when responsibility increases because he anticipated it. Listen up, brothers. Listen up, brothers. Listen up, brothers. Listen up, brothers. Wrong. The only thing that changes your life, whatever comes. The work you do today becomes the protection your future needs. The habits you form now become the strength you will rely on later. The discipline you build in silence becomes the stability others depend on. Do not wait for life to force you to grow. Choose to grow now. Become stronger than your circumstances. Become steadier than your emotions. Become the man your future is counting on.